Okay, there we go. Boys, welcome. Episode 19, is it? Of PUGCast. We have our, obviously your usual host, AdamShwaginz and myself, Chocolate, but we're joined today by probably one of the... Actually, are you like a world record holder for Warriors leveled? Is that like a thing that you have right now, or?
Sadly, it's not, but okay. I wish it was.
Okay, well, regardless,
I'm trying to have it.
Regardless, we're joined by DesMephisto, the literal leveling god and all the things god, 100% all plate warrior, 100% one-hand swords, or one-handed weapons.
One-handed swords. I'm at like 97, almost 98% for one-handed weapons.
Insane. Well, man, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for joining us, dude. It's great to have you and great to talk to you. We always start off the show just by asking, how did you get started playing World of Warcraft? Like, when did you start playing?
So well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. But I started playing World of Warcraft. Back in beta? Maybe it was alpha.
Vanilla.
Yeah. There was a private WoW community called Got WoW. It was basically a pirate community. So we had not pirated copy, but we had our own servers that we populated and everything. And I did a lot there. We built our own world and everything. And I thought I'm not gonna play WoW. I'm done. This really isn't my thing. And then November 26, 2004, it was Black Friday. WoW had just released 2 days prior, I think. I believe WoW released on the 24th.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and purchase it. And, well, the rest is pretty much history.
And now we're here, man. That's crazy. So you have 50 warriors. Is that correct? Is that the... I know it's an insane amount of warriors. It's an insane amount of max level warriors that you have. First of all,
do you want to kind of explain why you only level warriors?
Listen, I love a warrior just as much as the next guy, but I actually have some really good questions about your warriors. But let us know who DesMephisto is. What do you like to do in WoW? And I know that you stream. What kind of content do you like to stream? Let me know all of the. Give me everything.
I might need some guidance there because I'm probably gonna forget halfway through my rambling speech. But I'll do my best. So as far as warriors and everything, back in vanilla, that was my favorite class. I started off with a warlock. I ended up hating it. I leveled a paladin to 60. Didn't really fit me. I leveled a priest to 60. Didn't like it either. And then warrior. And with the warrior, I fell in love. I PvP'd with it like crazy. I started leveling warrior alts. I had multiple warrior twinks. There's this part of me that was and this is also where the speed leveling stuff started to actually kick in.
Okay.
I would figure out how to level as fast as possible in vanilla. And it wasn't until Warlords that I started to see it realized, where I think I filled up an account with 11 warriors at one point in vanilla. Or not in vanilla, no, in WoD. Sorry.
Yeah.
In vanilla, that would have been very impressive. And when I came back with Battle for Azeroth, I was like, you know what? I want to do this. This is a project that I've really wanted to do my entire life. I think it'd be fun to actually just go ahead and level everything. And especially since they had nerfed leveling so significantly, I wanted to figure out, well, how fast can I make leveling for everyone else? And that's pretty much what fed into a lot of other things like Azeroth Autopilot and the leveling guides, etc. It was all about trying to figure out how to make this as easy as possible for everyone else.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And so do you still have your original warrior on your account? Do you still have that?
Yeah, I still play it. It's still my main. It still has the same horrible name I chose 15 years ago.
Hey, no changes, right? You got to keep it.
What's the name?
Pay homage. Yeah, what's the name?
It's Juggalo.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, because I know you have all your a lot of your characters have Juggalo or Juggalette or
Jugs. They all in Jugs.
Something like that. Nice, man. That's awesome, dude.
Gotta love the jugs.
Yes, Jugs are a great thing.
I can't bring myself to get rid of the name.
It's just part of it now. Like it's just like
Yeah.
my first warrior was named Pink Tank. It was a gnome warrior with pink hair named Pink Tank, and
That's a beautiful name.
unfortunately I was a dumb idiot and I race changed it and I don't even play it anymore. But maybe one day I'll transfer it over to like my main server and I'll level it up again and get back to my roots again.
Yeah.
But
My first character was named after Maximus from Gladiator, but I was like 10, so I misspelled it to like something completely different than it should be spelled. And I've kept it all these years. Like I've had the opportunity to like race change it or whatever and like change the name, but no, I got to stick to it.
It's you, right?
Yeah,
you can't change it.
Exactly.
Like, I think like it was in WoD, or maybe either WoD or Miss Pandaria whenever I came up with the name Chocolate. And I just made a Tauren shaman named Chocolate. It was available on the server. I was very surprised how it was just available. And
Not chocolat, by the way.
And I just kept it, and now it's just like that's just how it is. And I will unless the name's not available, then I typically go with like not chocolate because
Yeah.
it's close enough, right? It's just not chocolate.
Or if you go for white chocolate.
White chocolate. I've tried, but I think the name's too long. I think it's too many characters.
It is.
Or I've also done like a paladin like Shock Light, playing off of that. But so you still have your original warrior from vanilla. Chocolate, yeah. There's Chocolate. There's I got a lot of them. I have a warlock named Peepoo.
I just made a blood elf hunter named Schwagalos.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm pretty proud of that.
Nice. They actually just released a bunch of names. Believe it or not, I actually got the holy grail of names.
Oh.
What is it?
Jack.
Jack.
Wow.
That's perfect. We have to go back, Kate.
I don't even think those names were available when the game first released, because like I'm sure like the devs had take some names, and I'm sure that they they probably got first dibs on a lot of that kind of stuff. But that's really cool.
I managed to get like skeleton, Jack, birthday.
Wow.
Oh, and Varian.
Really?
Nice.
Really?
That's crazy,
That's
man.
sick.
So
When Classic first launched, I was baffled because they let us like they gave us like a couple weeks before Classic just to like reserve our names and everything, and I did that. And then when Classic launched, I was like, oh, let me see if the name Cartman is taken on Faralina. And I took the name Cartman. I was like, holy shit. So my mission was to level to a high enough level to get all of Cartman's like transmog from the actual episode. So now I just have Cartman at level 52, not even gonna level him to 60, fully decked out in the Cartman gear, sitting in the Goldshire Inn, ready to go kill some boars.
Nice.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. So I mean, obviously, like WoW is such a big part of like all of our lives, right? Like, I mean, you've been playing since before launch. I started playing in 07. Adam, you started playing in
06.
06. So yeah, back in
after the
vanilla.
South Park episode.
Yeah, after the South Park episode. So like, I mean, I guess like, and now it's like part of your job, right? Like you're a full-time streamer now, and I see like now you applied for partner. But like you have like hundreds, like I see with like over 100 viewers. So I'm surprised. I'd be shocked if they don't approve it the next time you apply, because you definitely deserve it, and you do a lot of stuff for charity, which I think is really cool. You've done a lot of mount runs.
Yeah, you made Azeroth Autopilot. That's the greatest charity of them all.
I didn't make it. I did the route.
Well, you put in a lot of hours. You listen. It's if without you, it'd be probably a lot slower on the Azeroth Autopilot to level.
Facts.
So you've definitely done a lot for that add-on, and I'm actually excited to try it out. I downloaded it like years ago, and
You've never tried it?
I've never tried it. No, I've always just loved it.
I've strictly been leveling with Autopilot for the past couple of years.
I don't need that, dude. I like to read the quest text, or I don't know. Sometimes I like to just play.
That's the problem. I guess
Sometimes
we can
I
get
like to
into
play.
that. Like, nobody reads. Like, I feel like the devs don't realize that nobody reads the fucking quest text. I feel like they're doing a. I mean, sure, like every once in a while, like I'll read the quest text, but like I'm too ADHD. I don't have the time to sit there and read the whole thing. So like I'm glad that they're like starting to make quests that have like a lot more like voice acting and dialogue, like after you hit accept, that you don't have to read. They'll tell you what it basically said or the general gist of it, which is good. And I hope they keep doing more of that because everybody's just gonna have Azeroth autopilot on anyway.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I read the text. Like I try to make it entertaining sometimes. Like I do like voice acting for it, and like I just found myself bored halfway through it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like I
TLDR, go kill this, go pick up that, bring it back to me. I'll give you some XP and some gold.
right.
Like, there it is.
Just give me cliff notes for the important shit, and then fuck off for everything
Yeah,
else.
right. Exactly.
Yeah. So
Essentially,
I want to let me ask about like actually like getting Azeroth autopilot like together. Like, what was that process like? Like, when did you like how did that come about? Like, tell us about how that
yeah, like
started.
how did they reach out to you? Like, how did they get in contact with you to like help them like create routes and level? And because I'm sure you had to level hundreds of times in order to like find out what the most optimal route is, or I'm sure, and I'm like, that's a lot of like note taking and like recording everything, like recording your time, and then like you have to like, okay, well, like what's the fastest from this level to this level? Is there a way that I can like combine these two routes to like optimize it more? Like how did you do it? Teach me your way.
So that was pretty much exactly what it was like.
Okay.
I obviously back I started my leveling journey in 8.0, which still had the 7.35 leveling, which is when they nerfed everything down, where leveling was just absolutely horrifying. And so what I did is I basically went to every single zone and I recorded how much XP, I recorded how much time it took. I looked at the quests, I looked at what I could skip. I would level multiple times where it's like, okay, I'll go through here, I'll do everything. Okay, I'll take a second character and I'll see what I can skip. And I would track all those times and I would put them in. And I came down to like these fastest zones. And then I tried writing a guide. Personally, I don't like YouTube guides because I feel like there's a lot of talking. You can't really like skim through it and see exactly what you need to do.
Yeah.
But I sucked ass at writing guides. Like I sucked ass at it. It was just verbal diarrhea.
Sure.
That desperately needed like something to make it look palatable rather than just here you are reading a fucking essay from 1653 and you're just like, I don't fucking understand a goddamn word.
Here's my dissertation on how to level in World of Warcraft. It's
Right.
400 pages long. Enjoy.
So people were asking me, hey, well, less asking and more kind of demanding, hey, contact Azeroth Autopilot and see if you can go ahead, or can you turn this into an add-on? Could you do this? And so I reached out to Zyrel, the creator of Azeroth Autopilot, and I specifically was like, hey, obviously you've done this with Battle for Azeroth. What about doing this for the rest of the content? I've been doing a lot of routing. I've done a lot of this. I've gotten some of the fastest records. We should work together to actually get this in place. And they were on board.
That's
so
awesome.
We went ahead and routed it out, gave them all the information. There was some stuff that we disagreed on. Obviously, at the end of the day, the stuff that I do versus the stuff that Azeroth Autopilot does, there's going to be some limitations. And so Azeroth Autopilot's often built around making it as user-friendly as possible as well. But the end product is something that has really enhanced the overall leveling experience for a lot of players, which has me super excited.
Yeah, and I think not only Azeroth Autopilot, but like just like the changes that Blizzard's made to leveling, how much faster it is. Like I'm really happy with the level squish because like my wife never wanted to play WoW because there was such a big barrier to entry. Like she had to level from 1 to 120 just to like do the content with me and just to like
way too much.
Just to see if she even like likes the game. Has to put for a brand new character who's just learning how to play, doesn't know how to, doesn't really play with mouse and keyboard, like brand new to the game. Like it takes a couple days played to like, or at least it takes like a couple levels to like really feel your character out and like know if you're gonna like how that plays and figure out your rotation and your spells and how to move optimally, like how to like there's a big learning curve to this game, and I think that on top of like 120 levels, it's kind of intimidating for a new character, for a new player. And now with the level squish, she's actually made it. We actually made her an account. She's made a character. She's at level 15. I'm not using Azeroth Autopilot for her first time because I want her to like.
Oh no, yeah.
I want her to like learn and all that kind of stuff. But she's actually enjoying it. She actually likes playing the game, and I think that Blizzard doing the level squish and then like having third-party developers make things like Azeroth Autopilot, like it honestly made leveling no longer a chore. Like it's just, I've always felt like it was kind of a chore. Like it's almost better just to boost a character and just like not.
Like leveling is so much fun to just like you can just turn off your brain and just like kill boars and do whatever. But Azeroth Autopilot makes it even better, where you don't even have to click anything. You can turn your brain off even more.
Shut down.
Full gamer shutdown mode. Just. It's perfect.
But I did have a question. I don't know why that was like a useless rant. But basically, I'm just saying, like you did a really good job with Azeroth Autopilot and all of the routing you did. What is your fastest time? Now I know you have times from like 1 to 120 and then 1 to 50. What's your fastest 1 to 120 time, and what's your fastest 1 to 50 time? And I want to see like how much the leveling changes has affected you as an established speed leveler.
So I'm gonna go based off of. So I didn't really do a 1 to 120. I did a 20 to 120. I didn't really like 1 to 20 because you didn't have many of your abilities, which feels like garbage.
Okay.
Even now, like Blizzard keeps doing the tutorial stuff, and I really wish they would add in some veteran options, because it really feels like garbage to just not have abilities that make your class feel good.
I think like a veteran option would be like an allied race, basically. But you're very
yeah,
limited. You're very limited on what race you can pick on that point. Then
see, the reason why I liked the old leveling was because you had most of your kit early on, which felt good.
Yeah.
Because if you're a veteran, you don't need to have your handheld. You don't need to have abilities paced out to you. You just end up playing a class that feels hollow, which is kind of what happens now. Sure, it's faster, but you still spend time feeling hollow, and by the time that you have something that makes it feel good, the experience is already over.
Yeah, I think it's like level 36 or 37 is when you get like your last couple abilities is like in the high 30s or low 40s even. That's when you get your last abilities.
I liked leveling in 8.0, even though it was longer, because I got to play with my full kit, doing the content that I enjoyed. Now, I get the full kit in game, which is something I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been rougher for me there. As far as 10 to 50 and 20 to 120, 11 hours and 36 minutes versus about 6 hours and 31 minutes. So it's almost half.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I saw on Twitter that you said something about turning off, like don't enable Chromie time.
Right. The major reason behind that is, so Chromie time is a separate phase than from the other time, but Warlord still scales from 1 to 40. Since everyone's leveling in Chromie time right now, if you level outside of Chromie time, you have less competition. So right now, Warlords definitely needs the benefit from dynamic spawning, which doesn't seem to be active. So you spend like 5, 6, 7 minutes just waiting around for mobs to respawn to kill them.
Yeah.
Whereas if you enable Chromie time, not only that, but you're also not going to be dealing with as much PvP. You can still get ganked by a level 50, but you're not going to have roaming death squads.
Yeah, true.
That's a good point.
Luckily I haven't seen any of those yet, and it's funny because like while I'm leveling, like I mean I think I just leveled I'm leveling this hunter. He's 48 right now, so I'm basically almost 50, right? I've leveled this hunter all the way through from Exile's Reach all the way to in Legion at least. I've only been ganked like once.
Yeah.
And it was just like a quick one-time thing, and then that was it. They ran away.
Yeah.
It's funny how like when people are leveling, like people only really care about leveling rather than the PvP, like the leveling buff rather.
Most of the time, yeah. Like I've only had like maybe 4 PvP battles on my Zandalari Troll Hunter that I leveled whenever pre-patch came out from 10 to 50. I only had about 4, and I only died twice. And like I've never played Hunter before. Like this is my first Hunter ever. I've normally play Warrior, Paladin, or DK. Like those are like my 3. So I was like, I want to play a range class and I want to play a Hunter because, like they kind of look cool in Shadowlands, and I want to try something new. But like, yeah, I only died a couple times to PvP, and I like most time people just kind of did their own thing and left you alone,
And you guys are making me feel like a royal bastard. Shit.
Wait, why?
I fucking hunt people down
I
even
mean,
when I'm doing
I like PvP. Like, if I see somebody and I'm like, oh, like I want to fight this guy, like like I've PvP'd it, but like I would win. I would kill them.
Yeah, I suck at PvP. I just run away. Like even Classic was the worst. Like whenever somebody comes to kill me in Classic, I'm just like I just stand there and take it like a bitch. Just like okay, get it over with. Like get it out of your system.
At least like hit him a couple times, because maybe you'll get him low enough to where they get like a mob nearby, and then the mob kills them, and then they take armor damage.
Oh yeah, dude. There's been so many times that I've done that.
Yeah.
Get him just low enough. Just low enough.
One of my favorite moments, I was speed leveling a Kultiran Druid, and I found a 120 that was by a ledge. And so I prowled and fucking haymakered them right off the cliff. It felt so fucking good.
I
love when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I really love World of Warcraft. Like, there are so many things you can do in this game. Like, and especially for like streamers, like, because like everyone has like their own like niche, right? So like I know like you do a lot of like charity stuff right now, and actually you've always kind of done charity stuff, but I know like a majority of your content is focusing on speed leveling, and like people like watching that because it's like people like watching speed leveling or speed gaming because it's like, is he gonna beat his time this time? And so like it's down to the second, down to the millisecond, and everyone's like pogging in chat, going crazy for like that last couple few levels, and they're like, it's I think like World of Warcraft is just like such a good game for content creation because there's so many aspects to the game. Like other than leveling,
that's true.
What's your favorite thing to do in game? Is it
transmog?
Transmog?
I think that kind of goes without saying.
Yeah, oh yeah, and 100% on transmog, 100% on plate warrior too. Like that's
pretty big. Like, how long did it take for you to do that?
Actually, so when I sat down to do it, it took a month. So I was already at 97.14% or something like that. And I remember being in the ATT Discord, and like they were talking, it's like, yeah, it's always that last few percent that people struggle with the most. And for like a lot of people in the collecting scene, I feel like it's kind of the same thing with me in leveling versus end game. When you start leveling, you constantly get that sense of progression. When you go into end game, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it never really got harder for collecting. So when I was going for that 100% of all plate, I think it had a lot to do with the fact that since I had 40 plus max level warriors, lockouts didn't really exist for me.
Sure.
So I could do like a week's worth of lockout or a year's worth of lockouts in a week.
Didn't they just say? Didn't they? Sorry to interrupt. They just said like recently that they're killing lockout sharing.
Yeah, they killed that in the
what
pre-patch.
Fucking bullshit, man.
For like,
anyway,
they only killed one form. They only killed it for Ashcan Citadel with normal to heroic. So the only thing that you
you fucking
hey, if you don't have invincible, get fucked, dude.
The only thing you can't do now that you could do before was Lich King. That's it. That's the only instance of lockout sharing that's changed. Everything else
one that matters.
That's true.
I mean, I already got my invincible, so
I already got
mine as well. So hey,
mine.
Sucks to suck, dude.
Exactly. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. But yeah, that shit sucks. That is not fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess when you have how many warriors do you have?
50
warriors. Like you can just do the same raid, especially like for like Siege or Orgrimmar, when you can do normal, heroic, mythic, and LFR on one tune. You times that by 50, that's 200 runs a week. No, more. No, 200.
Can I ask you a question? What is it about warriors specifically? You probably get this a lot. Like, is it the class fantasy? Like, is it just the accessibility of like all of the different gear?
Single-minded fucking fury. No.
Like
But seriously, I'm so happy for Mighty Fury's back. I really like the whole kind of dual wield fantasy, just the having one-handers, the kind of ferocity, the charge. I really like back in vanilla. I loved intercept and stance dancing, and I enjoyed the kind of complicated nature and the speed. It was a class that I really felt sunk into, not to mention the philosophy behind warriors, that no matter what you deal with, no matter what you face, you still manage to find yourself, fighting on and staying alive, so to speak.
Right. Does that derive from your love of the Rohirrim? I see you have a nice helmet back there.
No. The helmet.
Oh shit, dude. Oh shit, dude.
Oh shit.
There it
It's
is.
so perfect.
The
I want
helmet
it.
is something that I kind of got for fun. Obviously, I like Viking mythology. I
Badass.
like a lot of kind of this is supposed to be like Viking runes and stuff.
Yeah.
So not runes, but
Oh wait,
picture
Norse.
I thought
Norse
that was
I
mythology.
was really into like just Viking stuff, Norse mythology, all of that. And so I mean, obviously there's some overlap. Now, obviously I can't hear you guys because the can't wear fucking headphones. But yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm so stupid. I honestly, okay, I thought that was the helmet of like the Rohirrim from Lord of the Rings.
Dude, you guys
looks like
might
it.
kill me right now. I hated Lord of the Rings.
You hate Lord of the Rings?
I know with the beard and everything, I'm practically a dwarf, but okay, maybe hate's a strong word. Maybe hate's a strong word.
Hey, it's okay. It's not for everybody.
Listen, that's actually baffling to me. How does anybody that's a WoW player not like Lord of the Rings? I feel I feel like our love for WoW comes from Lord of the Rings.
You mentioned ADHD earlier with quest text. I'm sorry, but Lord of the Rings is nothing but quest text, okay?
That's
the
true.
entire fucking film.
But it's beautiful quest
Yeah, that's
text.
true.
It's beautiful, beautiful voice acted.
I mean, it's
quest
like
text.
it
Oh my
really
God,
is
so
like a
beautiful.
three. What is how long is like the director's cut? Like 3 hours or some shit like that. Like
It's the only way to watch it. You gotta watch the uncut versions.
I like to watch Lord of the Rings. But like me personally, I like to do like a Star Wars marathon every year or like a Harry Potter marathon. Those are my two. But
yeah, I gotta do a marathon soon. I left my fucking Blu-ray extended cuts in New York, man. I'm so pissed. I gotta get somebody to mail them to me.
yeah, just
How the fuck do you guys have attention span for this shit?
Listen.
Says the guy with 50 words. I know.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, but you're trying to level them up faster and faster and faster each time. So other than like your main, which I'm assuming like your main is your favorite warrior because that's like the one that's closest. That's like your first your first tune. What is not your first tune, but your main, right? What is like your favorite warrior that you've leveled? Like what zone did you do? Like what was like the one you had the most fun doing? Not the fastest, the most fun.
Night Elf. Dude, Shadow Meld is so fucking good for leveling. Oh, especially because of so for 110 to 120 specifically, we had to do heirloom swapping, where you would have Azerite gear on, and then you would swap into your heirlooms to get the XP from turning in quests, since Azerite gear was so overpowered. Mm-hmm. It was so fucking satisfying to be able to Shadow Meld and just immediately swap into your heirloom gear. It felt incredible. I'm hardcore addicted to Shadow Meld. It is the best thing ever.
I leveled a Night Elf rogue in Classic, and I was like, oh yeah, Night Elf would be good because it'd be like an extra stealth. No. And I learned the hard way that you couldn't use it in combat. What the fuck is the point of it?
Old Shadow Meld was garbage. It was absolutely terrible.
Oh god, it hurt, but I pressed on. Still not 60 though. He's only 40 something.
I'm just so proud of my wife for choosing a warrior, like, and she's doing a Fury Warrior too. Single-minded Fury Warrior. So, she's a Blood Elf warrior. That's what she had picked. So she's been gaming. She likes it. She likes WoW, but she said that she's down to level to 50. So I think once she gets to 50. if she wants to play Shadowlands, we'll, you know, obviously we'll get her the expansion. But if not, then, you know, she tried it, and hey, she got to 50. You know, what else can, you know, what else do you really want? But
Did she make a character on Illidan?
yeah, yep, she's already in the guild. She's already.
Des, do you have a character, a horde character on Illidan?
Fun fact. My very first character, that warlock, on Illidan.
Oh.
Pog.
Do you still have that
yeah,
character?
everybody's on Illidan nowadays. I guess I had to join in the excitement.
Yeah, we all switched over to Horde for Shadowlands because a lot of the people in the community were putting together a guild, Tyrion and Sid, and you know all the boys that were going to be playing. So they're doing like a cutting edge mythic raiding guild in Shadowlands, but I'm just going to be a Spurg and, you know, do like heroic raiding at best.
Sure,
so I know, like with Transmog, do you do like the current content for Transmog as well? Do you do like, I know you do like AOT. I know you've been doing like AOTC charity runs a lot. Can you even still get the Voidwing mount in the pre-patch, or has that been taken away?
You still can, and also if I could just dial back there a second.
Oh yeah.
So the term Spurg is actually a derogatory term for people with Asperger's.
I didn't even realize it.
I know, that's why I thought it might be relevant to mention.
No, yeah, I will. Now I know. So.
Oh yeah, and like people still don't know that Re is also kind of a term that's mocking autistic people as well.
Okay.
Re? I thought Re is just like anger, like yelling.
It's specifically making fun of autistic people because we tend to get overly fixated on things, and we tend to be very emotional about certain topics.
Sure.
Not to mention Re also kind of applies to the R word as well.
Yeah.
The R. Yeah.
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 So it's a lot of people don't know this stuff, and it's important to kind of bring up and to talk about.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean,
That's true.
I want to be the best version of myself I can be. So.
And again, not everyone knows it. So.
Yeah, I just didn't even know.
That's true.
You know, yeah, totally.
Somebody in chat mentioned before that you do a lot of charity work for like a charity work for autism. Do you want to talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, we've raised over $13,000 for Autistic Self Advocacy Network as well.
Wow.
So I mean, obviously I myself am autistic, and there isn't really a lot of autistic representation on Twitch or in the media alone, especially anytime you hear charity efforts. Generally, the only time you hear about autism is in April, and it's often supporting things like Autism Speaks, which tends to be a very negative image. So a lot of what I do is obviously I want to go ahead and create a safe place for autistic individuals.
100%.
That we all feel kind of safe, that we have a place that we belong, and that we can feel included. And I've been really successful at that.
Yeah, I mean, $13,000 raised is an insane amount of money. You know,
our total charity efforts are at 24.1K now, and so 13,000 of that is for autism.
That's crazy, man. That's
if you want to send us any links, that we can put them in the description of the VOD that we upload onto YouTube.
100%.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that for sure. You know, if you
have
want
you
to
ever
put in chat or whatever. So.
Have you ever thought of have you ever done any like charity events like in WoW, or like used WoW like to I don't know, for the charity stuff?
No, all the time. So in April, I've dubbed it Warriors for Autism. So I started back in 2019. So we've had 2 years of this, 2019 and 2020, where we do a series of events in WoW supporting autism. So like the very first year, I organized a 20 versus 20 level 20 warrior PvP brawl, where we basically just ended up heroic throwing everyone to death. Like we just cast heroic throw and killed them. It was fantastic. This year we did all warrior raids.
Nice.
We did a WoW trivia night with Red Shirt Guy.
Okay. I love him. I met him at BlizzCon.
Autistic.
Yeah.
And we do a bunch of just different kind of event speed runs, the raids, everything trying to highlight and kind of uplift and get people in the game together. Obviously, the charity stuff that we're doing right now with the Voidwing carries as well.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Same.
That's what was the name of that Discord that was doing those like charity runs and
Rookie Pugs.
yeah. I
Perky
tried
Pugs,
to
yep.
enter that and
Yeah, I've heard of them ever since like back when like Hellfire Citadel was out. They did like
Really?
the Grove Warden. It was that's
Yeah.
not from AOTC.
2016 is when they
yeah.
started.
Yeah, I remember seeing that because like, and I don't know why I didn't like try to go get the mount. Like I did like I cleared normal on HFC back in the day, and then I did like a couple bosses heroic, like, and then the guild fell apart, and you know, then but I remember hearing about like Perky Pugs, back then. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty cool.
yeah,
like
I got a group to I paid a group to carry me through that
Yeah, I
that
gave some
fight,
gold.
and I got the Grove Warden, and I did it again for the Void for the Void Wing.
Listen, next patch, next raid, I am clearing heroic with a guild, with my friends, and we're gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna get them out the old-fashioned
Yeah.
way.
Looking back on it, like I could have just waited and done it with like the you know Twitch friends and everything, but like I don't know why I was just like fuck it, I'm just gonna pay for it. Like
I have the gold,
the next
so it's like-
expansion, we're definitely gonna clear her out and get him out.
Well, I think like
But
the
yeah.
guild that we're in, like they cleared it the first raid night. Like they got AOTC the first raid night on heroic. So
I don't doubt it.
but they're like uber gamers. They're like the most insane gamers ever. You know.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not.
But
Not
so
that.
you do like a lot of like AOTC stuff. You know, I'm sorry, not AOTC, ATT, all the things. You do. I know you have like 100% of all plate warrior, 100% of all one hand swords. What is the next thing you're going for? Like, what's like the next thing on your bucket list for ATT?
Probably one-handed axes, and then eventually like one-handed maces and so forth and so on.
Well, the good thing is like since you're a warrior, I mean, if you just run all the old content, you can any weapon that drops you can use except for wands. But I don't know why you would want to be going for wands.
Honestly, though, with the way Shadowlands is shaping up, it's gonna be a fucking nightmare for collectors.
Really? Because that's what I like to do. I like to do like transmog farming and mount farming, but
Well, like,
I don't
Shadowlands
like narrow it down to like a single thing. I kind of like overall, you know, I just kind of like farm whatever looks interesting to me.
But like just for mythic transmogs and everything, unless things change, it's like a lot of transmogs, like they're going back to the old school way of handling gear. So loot drops a lot less. Then you have loot tokens, and the tokens are separated
By
based
your covenant, right?
on your covenant. So that's potentially that I have to raid on 4x warriors. Maybe even like I might even have to actually raid on 8 characters total, depending on how it does because of agility classes.
Yeah.
So I might have to raid as a monk and a warrior. And then like I think it's the 4th boss of the raid that you have to kill. Plus there's no bonus tokens, so I can't specifically roll for loot. And then of course if I want to go ahead for 100% of all plate, I have to kill the final boss of the first tier to be able to get the helm.
Man,
that's a lot of shit to do as a collector.
Blizzard is really just you know, chopping down all the fun, man. What the hell, Blizzard? You know, let us just play the game, dude. Do you think that like obviously like just from what you've said, that's like obviously, you know, not good for a collector who wants to try to get everything in the game. Like, what do you like? I think covenants are like a big issue right now because like there's so much power tied behind it. Do you like artifact weapons, Heart of Azeroth, covenants? Do you like these borrowed power systems, or do you like older versions like Wrath of the Lich King, Burning Crusade?
And what's your
Vanilla
favorite
WoW?
warrior covenant ability? By the way?
What's your favorite warrior covenant ability? But like, do you think that do you think that the Blizzard's going to change it to where there's not so much power tied behind your covenant choice?
I feel so mixed about borrowed power.
Yeah,
Borrowed power.
It's hard for me to say it. I was like, power.
Bubble
Yeah.
gum.
I feel really mixed about it because I think there are good elements to it, and I like the idea of changing the way you play the game. But the other thing is, just like how we have 36 specs, it seems almost impossible to balance. One of the things that frustrates me is that Blizzard keeps pushing things that are like, if they had invested these resources in the world, we might have one. I don't know specifically if they're doing this just because borrowed power is easier to to create for a consistent gameplay to keep people coming back.
Every 2 years they make
Versus
something new. Yeah.
investing in something in the world, and then people get bored with it, and then there's nothing left, right?
Yeah.
Because borrowed power can be time gated.
100%.
You can't really time gate the world around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, the only thing you can like gate with the world is like just gear and item level requirements and like your health and damage, and like you can make mobs in a certain area exponentially harder, but eventually you're just gonna continue to get stronger and stronger, and eventually you're gonna meet that level where you can do that content. I would much rather see that than have like than like time gating things, right?
But do you think that people, you know, for the past like how many expansions have we had systems that were related like to borrowed power? Like, do you think people would get like, fucking bored of a game that didn't have something like that now?
For me, like the term,
I think so.
The term borrowed power can be like tier sets. Tier sets are borrowed power. You replace the tier set, the next tier, you know.
All right, so
like I think
system design.
When I system design, that's what I'm referring to when I say borrowed power. Like Heart of Azeroth, that's like a core mechanic of Battle for Azeroth. Or
right.
For Legion, it was the artifact weapon, and now
I think they're necessary.
I would much rather have it be cosmetic only and have no power tied behind it. Maybe just have like the movement ability, you know, like you can have.
I feel like the power is relevant to defining your character.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like a covenant like talent tree or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like I think like the soulbind system and conduit system should be completely separate from the covenants, and then we can pick and choose our own like covenant abilities just for whatever reason.
See,
you know what I mean?
For me, so like if we're looking at like D&D rules and everything, for me, WoW started to kind of become less fun when you could choose your own talents. Like you could just choose your own talents like that. For me, I feel like, you know what? You shouldn't be able to be everything. You shouldn't be able to be really good at single target, and the next thing you know, you're really good at AoE.
Yeah.
You should have to pick, and you should have to deal with those consequences. Yeah. Because that is one of the core mechanics behind an RPG. Yes, you're not going to be good in everything, but if you build yourself right, you will excel in the things that matter.
I think. True. I think like my biggest concern for like for covenants is the soulbinds, and not just like the soulbind system in general, but that you can only change it once a week. And like, what if you're like just wanting to test something out as like, you know, like you're wanting to test out a new build, see how it does, and then or if you mess up, if you accident, you know, you make a mistake, you only get one chance to reset it. I think that there should be more lenient. I don't know if they've changed it.
Diablo 2 is one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
Okay.
So it's a bit hard for me to feel compassion about screwing up.
Sure.
I think it's incredibly important that there are consequences to decisions.
Sure.
And sure, it might scare people to not change or to stay stagnant, but I feel like there's a lot of flavor and there being consequences to who you are.
Okay. Yeah. No,
so,
I mean, I didn't even think about it like that. So, I mean, if you're forced to make a decision, and if you fuck up, and then hey, you get to try again next week. I mean,
right, but like that consequence there, that fuck up there.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, like now I have to like live with this for a week, and then I get it.
Right. Part of me likes that because it feels like you feel more invested in your character, right? Your character has more
weight,
more existence almost.
Yeah. Let me ask you. So I feel like Blizzard, you know, the devs have been trying to put in systems where we have to go through consequences, like we were just talking about. And you know, for the example, like, you know, corruption. Negative shit on our gear that makes the game like not fun, right? Like I understand like in certain circumstances where like, okay, we have to deal with some kind of consequences to our actions, like we're just talking about, but to what point like does it just like not get fun and like not be entertaining anymore? You know what I mean? Like people just rage over corruption. And how did you feel about corruption? Like, did you think it was?
I hated it. I fucking hated corruption.
I hate corruption.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like in certain circumstances where we have to pick and choose things and suffer the consequences, like maybe like switching out the Azurite stuff, that's understandable. But like with corruption, I just feel like they wanted to push that kind of mentality of like the game is dangerous, the game is like there are some consequences to the game, whatever. That I don't even know what I'm trying to say at this point, but like
See,
it's like not fun at a certain point, and like they need to
part of
realize that like
part of it's because we gotten used to it too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you go your entire life without facing consequences, and then suddenly you start facing consequences, it sucks.
Yeah.
well,
Right? There's that discrepancy, and I feel like they did too much too soon. And so you've slowly seen them trying to build kind of back to this, especially now that they've seen the success with vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to see kind of more vanilla elements start to creep into retail. And the reality is that they've catered to so many different play styles. There's like I don't even know. There's probably over like 100 different play styles in World
yeah.
of Warcraft that have been
Yeah, for
catered
sure.
to in some way.
Like there's people who only farm gold. There's people who literally just do battle pets. That's all they want to do. They just want to do battle
like
pets.
for
That's all
for
they-
me,
that's all they
like
do.
I think a really good idea for an expansion that they would never fucking do in a million years would be to like would be to set us back like completely like to how it would have been like in vanilla or something like that. Like my like just off the top of my head, like the greatest idea for that would be if N'Zoth like won or some shit like that, and the Black Empire like completely takes over Azeroth, and we get all of our power and awesome shit stripped from our characters, and we're back down to level 1, and we have to build back up and fight back to like reclaim Azeroth. Like that's like eventually I think that's where we have to go, like in the games in the future, because we're building up like so much power and like we're becoming so like such badasses. We're going to different fucking universes and shit, and our gear is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like at what point like is
Is it too much?
is it enough? Like what
Yeah,
point is it too much? Like
You usually see animes face that, right? The like what was it, Bleach, right? Bleach in or Ichigo, he loses his soul reaper powers. Like a lot of animes have those moments because this is a what's the word where something's done a lot. My brain is completely
overused.
Trope. So it's a very common trope where you build all this power, and then eventually it's just like, well, you're
Taken away.
basically Sargeras. How do we make you not Sargeras?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like at the end of the expansion, you're like exponentially stronger than everything else around you. Like you just like obliterate anything in your path. Like it doesn't even matter what it is, right? Like you see, like
And then
people-
it feels bad.
and then and
When
then
it's gone.
yeah, and then the expansion comes, and the new expansion comes out. They take away all your power. Like I feel like that's why BFA leveling felt so bad at the start, or BFA felt so bad at the start, because you had all of this insane power. You had your artifact weapon. You had all these crazy legendaries, and then it just got taken away. Like at once you hit 115, you felt like shit. Like you were just.
I
trash.
love artifact weapons. I
love
don't know why.
Yeah,
I
me too.
should have fucking hated them because I didn't like. I don't know. I ended up loving them.
I think
I
they're a
love
cool
I
system.
love Legion in
Being
general.
locked to just a single weapon for the entire expansion, and yet there was something about them that felt incredible. I don't know if it was the talent system or
Well,
it
I
was
think
like
too,
the
like there were so
ability and how
many
unique
systems
they
about
felt.
it. Like there's so many things you can unlock with them. You had so many different variations and tints and everything like that. And if you didn't like how they look, you can always transmog it. Like that's like
For
That's something that
me,
you
like
could
I
always do
think
still.
the reason why I love the artifact weapons so much was the fact that like the game sent you to do various tasks in the game in order to unlock like different tints and skins and powers for your artifact weapon. So that's what I liked about it a lot. Like you had to go and kill the end boss in Nighthold to get this tint, or do this thing to
A
do that
lot
thing.
more connected to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you had the artifact story, you were involved with it, you got to
Yeah.
know your weapon. I mean, to this day, Odin's Fury is like one of the best abilities I have ever used in World of Warcraft.
the Fury. That was the Fury
Hero-
one, right? Fury Warrior one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt so satisfying.
I don't even think it was all about the artifact weapon. I think it was about the class Order Hall story. I think it was like
Yeah.
the character, like your class character story that was so good and so compelling about Legion. It made you care about what you were doing.
Not as a word.
Not as a
We
warrior.
basically got lol Norse.
Really?
That
mean,
was
yeah.
our storyline. Just
I mean,
here's some generic Norse mythology.
I played
Yeah.
Death Knight. I played Death Knight in Legion most
Oh,
of the
you
time.
did
So
Death Knight.
DKs were just really
so
fucking cool.
good.
Like,
Oh,
it was
I
like,
played all classes, but I
hey,
didn't
go kill
finish
all
a
these
lot of it.
paladins. Like, just go murder paladins and for a quest and just have fun. I'm like, okay, all right,
true.
I'll go kill them. Sure, let's Bolvar. Why not? Like,
Warrior's fun, I think. I like the like parallels, but like the WoW version of like Norse mythology. It was pretty funny to see. But yeah, I hope that they do like as good of a job with the Order Hall campaign quest line, as
for Covenants.
that they do with the Covenant. Yeah, exactly. Like I hope that I want to get like immersed in like the story, and like I want to explore all the lore and shit. So I hope it's as good. And I hope they give us an incentive, like incentives to
play multiple of them.
go out and do other content for, what I'm trying to say? Like, yeah. Exactly.
Make you go out and play the game. Like,
Facts.
I think like the Mage Tower was like one of the best things that Blizzard's ever done with WoW for like a challenge mode thing. Like, I know like back in MoP we had the actual challenge mode gear, and then WoD it was like challenge mode, like challenge mode again. But it was, I think you got like weapons. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you got weapons.
Unfortunately I never did that back in the day. I don't know why. Like I was working and I just didn't. I wasn't like I'm like I'm like a more casual player now, but I'm more hardcore in a sense. It's weird. Like, I'm in like this weird like
hardcore casual. Yeah.
I'm a hardcore casual player where like I got a job. Well, I don't have a job. I'm unemployed currently, but like I had a job. I have a wife and a kid, and I'm gonna have another one on the way. And like, yeah, unemployed. Yeah, that's what it is. But like it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like I'm more invested into WoW now because I like to stream and I like to make content and I like to do that kind of stuff. But like back when I played a lot more back in the day, but I didn't really do like any content. But now I'm doing more content because I don't know.
We're more aware of the problems of the game, the good things of the game, just everything about the game, because we have YouTube streams, fucking Wowhead, Twitter, like all of these different platforms of social media. Whereas back in the day, we only had WowHobs soloing SM, and we didn't really know what was going on. Yeah, exactly.
Scarlet Monastery Paladin gold guides.
Those were the days. Yeah, it's funny. Like just like from maybe like the end of Mists into until now, like I've just been like watching so much WoW YouTube, like, and I'm just like a lot more woke to WoW.
What is like the what's like your like fondest memory from WoW? Like what's like the one thing that you wish you could like recreate like in a future expansion? You're like, man, like if I could feel like this again, like what do you think, like what was like that moment for you where you're like, man, like I love this game?
I mean, honestly, most of those memories are during BFA.
Really? Like, I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, man, like I really like World of Warcraft. Like I love this game. And I don't love BFA, but I love the game.
Streaming gave me more of those moments than I ever actually got in WoW.
Yep.
I'm legit thinking, like, as much as I disliked Battle for Azeroth, I think this is going to be like not one of my favorite expansions, but some of my favorite memories.
Yeah.
You know what? I understand that, because like I feel like we're just like so much more closer together as a community, bonding over the shittiness of the current expansion. You know what I mean? Like honestly, like man, during this expansion,
yeah, me too. Fuck this game, but we're gonna play it anyways.
Exactly. I discovered so many other content creators that I never would have. I made a Twitch channel. A Twitch account because I wanted to follow more people.
You're an editor now.
Just during BFA, I'm an editor for said creators now. Like it's just like baffling, like how much shit happened from the BFA launch until the present. Like it's
right
for me personally.
And now, like if you think about it, like the WoW category is really just getting started. Like we're gonna go into Shadowlands. Like this
streamers came together to make an org.
Yeah,
during this
like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I mean, I don't know, like I never thought that I would end up having as much fun as I have in Battle for Azeroth. Like for me, Warlords of Draenor is my favorite expansion, as you could see right behind here. And yet Battle for Azeroth has been my best experience.
just because of the people you've played with. I think that makes or breaks the game for you. Is like who you spend it with. Because like I had a ton of fun in WoD. I didn't like the Garrison, and I had a lot of issues with the Warlords of Draenor, but like I did the most raiding in WoD, and I had the most fun raiding in WoD because I actually had like a guild and a community and people that I liked and that I liked to hang out with, 3 times a week, and we had a lot of fun. Like we all got in Discord and shit talked and like cleared normal and did some heroic, and it was a good time. Like I really enjoyed it. But like I haven't done that since.
It's missed for me.
Hell, this is the first expansion where I've actually, I think my sub lapsed for 1 day. So I've been basically playing for the entirety of BFA. I've never done that with another expansion.
Wow,
that's crazy. I think I unsubbed like 3 times during BFA.
I only unsubbed once, and I was still playing Blizzard games. I just played Hearthstone a lot instead of WoW. It was like 8.1. I unsubbed.
I
unsubbed recently because I was just playing the Torghast on the beta.
Oh man.
You have beta, right? I'm assuming you do. What that was gross. Excuse me.
Nice.
What are your thoughts on like leveling and just like what are your like general experiences with Shadowlands so far? Like, do you think it's like shaping up to be a good expansion, or is like at least is it going to be better content than BFA?
I mean, I think it's going to be better content. I'm not liking the leveling. I think it's really generic and boring and bland. I mean, pretty, right? Like the art team always delivers, but
do you think it's because it's like a linear story now? Is that
very linear? It's very linear, and I dislike linear things, right? Like,
well, they're gonna let you be able to choose, after you level through it.
But you still don't play through the story. You just do like random bullshit extra shit. Like that's all you really do. You do like role quests to level up, right?
Well, you can level up. You can do world quests. Like you have a lot more choice. But like what I mean by linear is that the quests themselves are just it. I feel like questing at this point it desperately needs a revamp. Right? Questing's pretty much the exact same thing as Cataclysm. Nothing's really changed. So we've been dealing with the same thing for what?
Over 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. Well, I'm kind of bored of the same formula.
Yeah.
What would you want to see?
I mean, that's the hard thing, right? One of the things that I would like to have seen is a Torghast leveling mode. Something like
I thought that you were going to be able to, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of us thought that. But I wanted to see more kind of just engaged content. I want to see, like I really like the way Warlords broke things down just because of the meaningfulness of bonus objectives, the meaningfulness of treasures, having things interact with the world around you, building stuff inside the world that affected how you engaged with the world.
Yeah, like every zone you went to, you had like a different outpost. You could choose a different ability. I think like Nagrand, you can fight on your mount.
You could fight on your mount.
I love that. I thought that was so cool. Yeah, it was badass. You fight on this giant wolf.
I mean, it's really cool when you can change the world around you. Like imagine in Shadowlands that you go into the zone and you actually build an outpost, and this outpost actually affects the quest around you. It might have EXP modifiers and it might make mobs in the area angrier, and so you have to fight harder mobs, but you get better returns. Like actually changing the world around you rather than just be go here, get a quest,
do this,
go here, turn the quest in, go here.
That's what I really loved about WoD, that you could do that and build the outposts and get the abilities.
Questing is just a means to an end now. Like it's just a way to get to max level. It's like
personally, I think what questing needs is like a Guild Wars 2 style, like all voice acted, like you're fully immersed in the story, like a fully story driven questing experience,
like a Baldur's Gate experience where like it's narrated for you and it's
exactly
I would love to play Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't gotten it yet, but as soon as I want
to play it.
As soon as I get a job, I'm gonna get that game.
I'm trying to still leech one for free. I'll see if I can't get one.
Hey.
Yeah, let me know.
Hey.
But yeah, no, I feel like especially with what they have in Shadowlands called the Threads of Fate, where you can just go back and do all of like the side quests. First of all, have you done that?
No, I haven't really done much leveling. One, because I'm gonna have to do it 50 plus times on
True.
retail, right?
Yeah,
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
so I'm not really looking forward to making myself hate it before I have to.
What covenant are you most
That's
excited about? Like what do you think is like the most like compelling covenant for you?
Venthyr for sure.
Venthyr. I think
yeah. I feel
I
like
think with
everybody
like
loves Fenrir.
the Afterlife series, because I think Afterlives was overall was really good. I think
Yeah.
that they messed up by starting with the Uther one first.
They should have ended, but they
I
wanted
think they should have ended with that one because like that
they
was such
wanted to
a
do it in the order of which you're gonna level in
yeah,
those
I
zones.
know, but I'm thinking like just like general coolness wise and like importance. I think with the Uther story was the most important one because it involved Arthas, and now you're gonna see Arthas in Shadowlands. So you know, like they've already confirmed that, right? Like you know, you're gonna see Arthas there, and there's apparently gonna be like a story where Uther, you know, like is I don't want to spoil anything.
I got a good joke for you though.
All right, yeah, let me hear it.
All right, so why is vengeance best served cold?
Why?
Because it's just ice.
Okay, all right.
True.
All right. That's a good dad joke. I like that one. I like that one.
I'm excited to see like old characters come back.
Yeah,
and, like,
I think it's gonna be
spice up the
cool.
lore, because the lore in BFA has been such dog shit. And
You know what I'm
old
actually
god
excited
cock
about?
tease is like what?
Dude,
I'm actually excited to
so
level through
many
Arden Will.
opportunities with the lore of this expansion,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
missed so
just
many of them.
They missed every single fucking one of them.
Every
The
single one.
entire story was just like, oh, it's a battle between the Alliance and the Horde.
A
Oh,
battle for
Sylvanas doing
Azeroth,
this.
huh?
Sylvanas doing this. Anduin doing that. Oh, what's gonna happen next? Oh, here's a tentacle. What does that mean? Oh, here are all the tentacles. Let's just fucking send them back to Mordor and Sauron blow up. That's it. End of expansion. What a fucking bullshit ending of expansion story-wise. Like, it's just a giant middle finger, just cock tease. I'm sorry, I can't rant about it enough. It's just like, I'm really hoping that the story team learns from their mistakes from this expansion and goes into Shadowlands. Like, I want the story to be so good. I'm sick and tired of these cock tease stories where like, oh, what's gonna happen
Well,
on the next episode?
At least we know who the ultimate bad guy is, or the ultimate supposed bad guy of the Shadowlands is. Like,
Okay,
at least we know that the jailer is the big baddie, right?
Here's my thing. So remember what I say this a lot, but like what I said before about N'Zoth. Oh, you just got a tier 1.
Yo, thank you, dude.
What I said before about N'Zoth taking over and like Azeroth and just like reestablishing the Black Empire and shit, and we don't defeat N'Zoth, and we ended up obviously defeating N'Zoth. I want the jailer to be, because I'm going into Shadowlands as if it were WoW 2. I want the jailer to be that boss that we don't beat.
Dude, I've been wanting that for a long time.
Well, like if you
I
think
want
about
a
it,
Thanos.
like the jailer is like an essential part of the death.
And hoping
Yeah.
for in BFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the jailer is like an essential part of the Shadowlands. Like if we kill the jailer, who's gonna be the new jailer? I already fucking know who's gonna be the jailer. I already know it's gonna be Sylvanas. I hate her. I hate Sylvanas. Here's my prediction for Sylvanas for the story. We're going to kill the jailer. Sylvanas is gonna be like, oh fuck, I messed up, and she's gonna get like a redemption arc bullshit where she's gonna become the new jailer of the Shadowlands, and Blizzard's gonna leave her there. That way, because you can't kill Sylvanas, because all these fucking nerds will lose their shit, and all these coomers will go crazy, and like they'll hate Blizzard for doing it, but they're gonna do just enough to where they can like end that arc and then like move on. That's my opinion.
There must always be a jailer.
How you liking the new mic?
I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, that's my Sylvanas impression of the end cinematic where she says there must always be a jailer.
You can take my character level, but you'll never take my woman. True. Yo, true.
Honestly, like, it's so, like, speaking of shitting on the BFA story, we started off BFA with, oh, Sylvanas is doing really bad shit. Oh, I guess we'll wait and see why.
2.0. She's a Garrosh 2.0, but worse.
No.
Because
We're gonna be like, oh, okay, let's figure out why Sylvanas is doing all this shit. Middle of the expansion, oh, Sylvanas is still doing stupid shit. Let's figure out why. End of the expansion, oh, Sylvanas doesn't even matter because she just flew away like Voldemort. And now, oh, she's working with the jailer. We still don't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
We're going to a new expansion. Who even gives a shit at this point? Like, it's just like terrible writing. I think I'm tired of it. Tired of it. I don't know.
What do you think of Sylvanas?
I honestly don't like her. I don't know if I'd go as far as say it's terrible writing, but to be honest, it's really hard to follow, which, you know, tends to be not the best of writing.
I think
I have to say Patty Mattson is just a very nice individual. I had the pleasure of meeting her at BlizzCon. She's just so cozy and lovely to talk to. Just complete opposite of her character.
She's a nice lady. She's a nice lady.
Very nice lady.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, like, I know, like, Sylvanas is like such a hard character to just get rid of because she's been there forever. Like, that'd be, like, I mean, well, they did it to Varian, so, like, I guess, like, fuck Sylvanas, right? Who cares? You know, they killed Varian off.
But, like, no one really stand Varian, right? Like
yeah, that's
people.
True. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Sylvanas has really been one of the core female characters since the
100%.
beginning, alongside Tyrande and Jaina, right? Like those are the trio.
That's the trio.
And
I've said it a fuck ton of times, but like I'm going into Shadowlands. Like I don't care about any of the characters from Azeroth. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about Jaina. I don't give a fuck about Thrall, dude.
Yeah, but what about Ursoc,
Sylvanas,
dude?
fuck off.
What about
I don't
Ursoc,
care
dude?
about any of them. I want
Ursoc.
a completely new story. I want to immerse myself in the Covenant lore, in the Shadowlands lore. Fuck Azeroth,
what about
bro.
Nomi? Hey, Adam, what about Nomi, dude? Don't be talking shit about Nomi.
Nomi from Stay Safe's mod?
No, Nomi. Like the panda.
No.
You mean the fucker that burned your food?
Yeah, that guy.
What?
Okay, so I want to know like what's gonna happen after Shadowlands, because like Blizzard's already like kind of like made like things about like how like time may work differently in Shadowlands, like how like time may be slower or faster. Magni champion. Oh, I still fuck Varian. So like do you think that like Blizzard will do something to where like time will move like 50 years into the future for Azeroth after Shadowlands? Like, do you like what? Like,
so I'm actually with Adam earlier. Like he mentioned this, and I've been meaning to comment on that. My thoughts, what I'm hoping for here. Sorry, I didn't mean to like cut off.
No, yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
Eager to say this.
Uncage it.
We go into Shadowlands, right? We go into Shadowlands. We do our whole bullshit. We deal with the jailer. We fix everything. Turns out they were right. Fucking, you're in the Shadowlands. Time passes faster. Turns out, fucking N'Zoth never really died. N'Zoth.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
He fucking had this all planned out. We come back. Azeroth's fucking taken over. It's been fucking consumed by the old god. Fucking it's up to us to fucking, take back the world. Fucking what's her face? The Azeroth, the world soul is at its very last bit there. And it's up to us to use everything that we got from Shadowlands. We go back, we reclaim Stormwind, we reclaim Orgrimmar, we go through all the zones. All the zones have been completely revamped like Cataclysm, but we have the new phasing so that we're not going to be completely like just screwed over for the next 12 years.
Now, I that's what I want desperately, and that's what I thought that like the next expansion after BFA was going to be. But now that it's not, and now that it's Shadowlands, do you think? I mean, that's a great. I love that, but do you think that people would be like, "Oh, old gods again? Oh, I'm so bored of old gods. We're gonna have to go through a whole new expansion about it. I don't know, like more tentacles, like." I want that so bad, but it's just like I feel like we're already like purple fatigued, like we were green fatigued at coming out of Legion. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I mean, we've only had purple fatigue for like 9 months, so 10 months.
It's not like Legion and Water. We had green fatigue for 4 years straight.
Yeah, like here with the void fatigue, it was also just done really, really badly. Right? Let's be honest. Plus, corruption didn't help it at all.
No.
Right? Like
No.
corruption.
I hated corruption.
Tentacles, and I like my hentai.
I hated corruption because it fucked up all my transmogs. I just wanted
Yeah,
I just wanted to look normal. I didn't want this bullshit on me. I don't want these purple swirly things on me. Can I just
I gotta be honest, I think I stopped playing retail because of corruption. I was just like, you know what, I don't even want to deal with this.
Well, and the worst part about it is like it's insane RNG. Like they got rid of Titan Forging, which at least if something Titan Forges, it's a positive. But now like it's a positive, but not really, because you have like a negative effect to it. And like, what if you get the wrong corruption? Then like that's not really BIS. And then but now they have this new vendor where you can buy the corruption. But guess what? It's on a rotation. And guess what? It's not always going to be the same rotation every single time. And guess what? Fuck you. Like that's.
I'm gonna say something incredibly brave right now. Okay, this is the bravest thing, and look, it might kill me, but I'm gonna say it right now.
Okay, say it. Well, don't say it.
I like Titan Forging.
Yeah, I didn't like the power creep from it, but I would prefer Titan Forging over corruption any day.
Well, yeah, obviously I would also, but
I'm glad they're removed.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's being removed. I'm glad Titan Forging I'm glad it was removed. I'm glad corruption is being removed. I'm glad that we don't have any of that extra shit anymore. But
do you think here's an idea. I mean, like, it's just another fucking system that they'll slap on later in like 9.5, right? But do you think they would put in a corruption style system again into Shadowlands? But like have it like Covenant themed?
I don't think so.
I certainly fucking hope not.
I think they learned their lesson with.
But not like a
shit.
negative thing. Not like a negative thing, as a positive thing. Like a better Titan Forging, where like if you pick a Covenant, the gear that you get from that point on has a chance to fucking Covenant Forge, and you get Covenant. That's actually going to be too complicated.
Well, think about it this way: like,
never mind.
I liked
about Titan Forging.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Des.
No, what I liked was just that it was a generic flat curve, right? So it was a boost no matter what. Yep. Whereas with everything else, well, my boost isn't good enough. This is fucking garbage. Get it out of here.
Yeah.
And
I got the wrong boost.
Yeah, like Titan Forging at least was linear, and so it felt good, right? An upgrade was an upgrade. Whereas with corruption, it's, well, I got fucked, just like my fucking chest. Everything in WoW wants to fuck me. Oh, right. It was an old god. It was an old god themed expansion. That makes sense. Never mind.
I've been getting fucked by WoW longer than I've been in a relationship.
It's fair, Like I feel like no WoW player is truly a virgin because WoW is hell bent on fire.
True.
I guess I lost mine at 14 whenever I started playing Burning Crusade, man. Shit.
That's fucking.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I would love to see like. I liked the in MoP how you could like upgrade your gear, how like you could just work towards a currency and you can upgrade it that way.
Like the Benthic gear system, but that was just
but not even
restricted
Benthic. More like you only have like 2 item level upgrades. Like right, like if you want a heroic piece, you can get it.
Like WoD had it too, right?
Yeah, WoD had it too. Yeah.
Tokens and you could upgrade by like 5 item levels.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought that was a great system.
It worked too. It was linear progression.
Mm-hmm.
Linear progression feels good.
It's good. And then like
I feel like
I think
sometimes I feel like
too. I think you should be able to change your secondary stat.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully. I don't know if they would do that though. I just feel like the devs like are just like so like in over their own head sometimes, lately at least.
Like
I don't know what it is, man.
All of their ideas probably look really good in a board meeting, like on like paper, but then the implication of it is for the past 6 years, but kind of shitty, and then they fix it later on.
I don't get what they have against linear upgrades. Yeah. I don't get it.
I feel like they also have like problem with like people who just want to play the game a lot. Like they like it's almost like if you're
you should be rewarded if that's the case and not punished.
If you're insanely casual, you get more reward than somebody who plays the game a fuck ton. And like that's
well, right. But I mean, that kind of makes sense though, right? Because there's this it's a exponential scale.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but like basically if you're casual, you're going to be running into more opportunities where you get more gear for your time. Whereas if you have unlimited time, You know, at a
It's
certain point, you got to hit
spread
that
out
threshold.
more. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
No, I mean, obviously, they've maybe taken it too far for sure. I definitely don't.
I think the biggest thing is like scaling. I think like PvP scaling is like I don't know if they've completely removed it in Shadowlands.
I've heard they removed it completely, which is good.
I liked whenever like I was playing back in Wrath or you know I think I started like doing like some arena back in Wrath just like a little bit like very casually, but like I would get pretty good gear. I would go into arena and I would just shit on the other person. Like it made me feel good. I liked bullying people in the arena. Not like actually bullying, but just like, but putting some disrespect on their name, you know, like I like.
There's just no reason for the game to be fucking play nice, play fair, you know, scaling bullshit. There's no fucking reason for it.
Like, well, when you say like play nice, play fair, I think like being courteous and like being like respectful, like, but like whenever like you're PvPing,
obviously,
when you're PvPing, you want to just obliterate them. You don't want to even have a chance.
If you work hard to get the good gear, the best gear in the game, you should be able to fuck people up in PvP.
The problem here is, so PvP in WoW is notoriously not done by many people.
That's true.
And so Blizzard's constantly looking for ways to get people to play the game, right? To get them to PvP. So they keep trying to make PvP easier for new players.
Yeah.
And in the process of it, are literally just pouring gasoline and then lighting it on fire, and it smells of hot garbage.
Oh, fire!
But I get what they're trying to do. I just wish they do it better.
Yeah. Like you want content to be accessible at a certain point. Like obviously, like mythic rating, there's different difficulties, right? So I think they have like unranked PvP, but who wants to do unranked PvP? Why would you do PvP with no chance of ranking up or getting some sort of reward? It makes no sense. I feel like there should be like almost like if you're new to PvP and you go in there, like there should be like almost like skill-based matchmaking where like they can look and see like whose account has like the most gladiator things. But then you also run into the problem of like people like making Smurf accounts where they like make a brand new account, they go into PvP, they get easy glad. You know, like there's like obviously like that issue. Like I think I don't know, like there's a fine balance between like barrier to entry and then like skill-based gameplay. I think that they have a really hard time balancing that out.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, balance and Blizzard have never really been two words that coincided.
And I don't even really like balance in WoW. I like whenever one class is better than the other. Like I think that's okay. I don't think that everyone should have an interrupt. Everyone should have this. Everyone should have a movement ability. Like Demon Hunters, I think Demon Hunters' specialty should be their movement. Like moving around, jumping really high, gliding, like jumping back, sliding, and like I think like Demon Hunters, like that's like their like niche. Like Warriors, like charging in, like that's like what they're known for, right? Death Knights, you pull things into you. Paladins are, you know, they basically are playing, you know, like
they basically Bubble and Hearth.
Yeah, Bubble Hearth, exactly. So like I liked like the classic mentality of class design where like Warlocks, you know, like Warlocks were really good at one thing or a couple, like
summoning people,
yeah. And like Warriors were the best tanks. Like everyone knew that Warrior was the preferred tank, right? Or like Paladins were really good healers. Like rep Paladins were just kind of shitty. Like they're not topping meters. Like Mage is a DPS pumper. Hunter is like, I don't even know. Hunter just like wants all the loot. Everything's a hunter weapon to a hunter, right? So I think and now like classes are just like so homogenized where like I can basically do the same talent bar setup on every single class and play the game just fine. Like everything is a builder spender, everything has an interrupt, everything has a movement ability, everything has something, right? Like you can basically play the game no matter what class you are and basically play just fine as long as you have a general understanding of the game. I want things to go back. I want to have like more class specialization stuff, you know?
I completely agree. That's part of the things that they're trying to do right now, right? Like with the covenants and everything, they're trying to get more specialization that you kind of have that identity.
I see that. I don't know. Like it's hard. It's very easy to like feed into negative energy because you see things on Twitter and like you see like these top 1%, less than one, sub 1% best player in the world is like bitching about covenants or bitching about this or like complaining about class balance or complaining about something, when like really for like the everyday player, it's probably going to be okay. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like it's it's not going to be the end of the world for players, like it'll be okay. And I think that people need to kind of stop focusing on the negativity and focusing on what like they're excited about and like what's going to be fun for them, because who wants to who wants to just be negative all the time? Like it sucks, dude. Like I want to have fun. I want to play the game and have fun, and yeah, there might be some things I don't like, but overall, like I think I'm going to be happy with the expansion. It's WoW. At the end of the day,
Yeah, I
it's
think
WoW.
so too. I hope so.
At the end of the day, it's WoW, and we all love the game. If we all played through WoD and BFA, like with like the biggest content droughts. I mean, BFA actually didn't have that many content droughts. Like it just was really shitty content. WoD had really good content, but a really bad content drought. Like there was just not enough of it. So, I like if we played through that, we can basically play through anything. Like let's be honest,
Facts.
No, I completely agree. I mean, fuck, I did 2 years of BFA. I feel like I could fucking handle anything at this point.
I can handle it all. Yeah, exactly, man. So
Exactly.
How did you at your worst? Now give me your best.
that's
God
right.
damn it.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
like, hey, if you can't handle WoW at its worst, then you don't deserve WoW at its best.
I don't think WoW can handle another failure expansion, right?
I think they can.
They
I
need-
think
they
can
need-
handle as many as they need.
I don't think they can, especially with the new MMOs coming out. I feel like this would be the last straw in a lot of people's coffins.
Here's the thing about
The last
new
nail in a lot
MMOs.
of people's coffins.
Here's the thing about new MMOs. No MMO makes you feel as good as World of Warcraft does, because that's like
It's true.
It's everyone's first love. You'll try Final Fantasy 14.
It's not even that. It's just the movement and the gameplay.
Or you'll try or maybe it just may even be the art style. Like I don't like hyper realistic MMOs. Like Ashes of Creation is like very hyper realistic. I don't like that. I like living in a fantasy world. And I mean, I'm not like literally, but like when I'm playing the game, like I want to be in a fantasy world. I want things to look artistic and cool, and like I want like green fire for whatever. Like I like that kind of stuff. I like that kind of fantasy. So like me playing a game like Black Desert Online, which is very realistically looking, like or like they have like different art styles. I just can't get into it. I like being like memorable. I like being like taken to another world. I don't want to play an Earth simulator. Like Azeroth is a completely different universe than what we're used to. That's why I think that's why WoW does so well. Like, and
it's more cartoon-like and animated rather than actually using Unreal Engine.
That's why like WoW's like graphics have stood the test of time. Like they've only ever done like really like, if you think about it, minor upgrades to graphics.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to keep a hyper realistic game looking good forever. But it's easy.
And that's why they'll never go onto Unreal Engine, because it'll just kill the game.
Yeah, it's accessible. Like you don't need a supercomputer to play WoW. You need a supercomputer to play AOC. Right? You need like a pretty good PC to run that. But for WoW, you can run WoW on a laptop.
Yeah.
With Intel graphics, as long as you have an SSD now, like you're fine. Also, I know you got a new computer, right? I know like your computer was on the fritz. Not yet.
Coming.
Well,
I'm actually picking it up tomorrow.
Nice, dude. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Well, I know you're excited to have that for the new expansion release.
I'm also looking forward to not having to deal with my computer issues anymore, because that's just.
It's so frustrating. So
I'm
frustrating.
trying to figure out internet. Yeah.
Like so I reformatted my computer like 5 times, and I just could not fix the problem. So basically it's a hardware problem, but I don't have the ability to just start pulling out parts.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I completely get that, man. Well, I think it's probably about that time we start to kind of wrap it up. We always like end this with the final question. First of all, guys, everyone go follow DesMephisto in chat. If you're here, go support his channel. He's a very good dude, and he brings a lot of awareness to the community and does a lot of charity work. And his streams are just fun to hang out in. Like it's just fun to hang out and and just be with the boys and the girls, you know. So, you know, go check him out. Go follow his channel. Go Twitch Prime, all that good stuff. He's going to get partnered very soon. He's going to have a bunch more emotes to do. So,
Hell yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
So many emotes I have to get
So
now.
many emotes, dude. No girls here. Listen, there's a girl here. My wife's in the chat, dude. What are you talking about? Okay?
True.
What are you most excited about going into Shadowlands? Like, what's the thing that you're most excited for the expansion? That's always our last question.
You know, honestly, I'm not even that excited about Shadowlands. What I'm more excited about is the stream, right? And like growing our community and us growing together and doing stuff with WoW. Like at the end of the day, like Shadowlands is it's a backdrop for me these days. For me, it's the community that is everything. So I'm really looking forward to that growing and us being able to do more stuff for charity. The next charity event in April. Like I've already been planning that out. I've already like been working on sponsors and shit.
Nice.
Like that's what the joy is for me these days.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, again, DesMephisto, thank you for coming onto the show and,
Yeah,
and
thanks for
hanging
coming,
out
dude.
with us. I know I had messaged you like a while back asking you to come on, but then, you know, things just got slipped away and life happens, and I just want to say thank you again for coming on the show, man. And hopefully,
Thank you for having me.
I hope we get to see you on
course.
Allcraft soon. I think you on
Yeah.
Allcraft would be really cool. Like seeing
Dude,
you talk.
I literally sent a DM to Asmongold and he just says like you're not big enough.
No, that's not true.
He did not say
That's
that.
not true.
All right, hold on. I will pull up the DM right now.
Listen, I think you're huge. Okay. I think
Huge cock.
that's true. Boys,
That's unfortunate if he did
At
say that.
some
Though.
point, maybe yeah, man. I'm thinking of doing like a bonus show thing, and I'll definitely let you know. Okay, maybe not.
yeah, you know,
But it was at some point, maybe yeah, man. I'm thinking of doing like a bonus show thing.
well, hey, you know,
So
They're still trying to like gather, you know, ideas for people to come on too. I'm trying to convince. Well, I suggested to them to get our friend Mr. GM on. So we'll see what happens because he's been playing Shadowlands
He's been-
since day
oh my-
one of Alpha.
that
So
man,
he's got a lot of things
that
to say.
man is a
Dude, I
beta
messaged him.
testing god, dude.
Yeah.
He is a beta testing god. Like
For
he
real. Yeah.
he does the most like peculiar shit on beta that no one would ever think to test.
I
He's
know.
like, and he just
And
does
I-
it. And I'm like, why are you doing this? He's like, well, no one else is gonna do it, so I might as well. And I'm like, well, God bless you, man. You're doing you're doing the
Exactly.
Lord's work for WoW.
Exactly. He really is.
But
Nah, I've had great interactions with Mr. GM. Dan's a good dude.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had like a negative interaction with anybody in the WoW community. At least like the people that
Nope.
like everyone I've interacted with has always been very positive and very like it's almost like we've been like friends for years. Like even if we've never talked, and it's just like we just get to hang out and talk about something that we love. And I think that really shows like who the Warcraft community really is. You know.
It's pretty crazy, especially if you go to BlizzCon and you just like go up to these random creators that you've been watching for every day, and you're like, "Oh yo," and they're like, "Oh yo," and like you're like actually friends because you're there together. It's like crazy, and it was a crazy time.
Well, I can't wait to meet up with BlizzCon and kiss you guys both on the cheeks.
I cannot wait to kiss you on the mouth,
Don't do that.
sexy fuck.
You have to settle for the beard.
Well, I've been trying to grow mine out, but like my wife is like, "Hey, listen, if you get too long of a beard, you're not gonna get any more kisses." And I'm like, "Well, I guess I'd rather have kisses than a long beard."
You see, I get more kisses because of my beard.
Maybe I should need to do it and just like and suffer for a couple months, and then maybe like she's gonna have to kiss me eventually. You know, like she's gonna have to. Eventually, it's gonna happen.
I look over to chat to see what her opinion is.
Yo, again,
I'm expecting that. No.
no, yeah, right, exactly. Again,
Yeah.
DesMephisto, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It was awesome having you, and
thank you, dude.
hopefully we'll do a follow-up episode once Shadowlands comes out, so we can talk about all the systems and all of the goodies that we get to look forward to. So
For sure.
For sure.
Thank you so much, man. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you for having me.